So when we left off in part 1, Henry Ford was flying through the air like the General Lee. He ended up in a ditch at the side of the road, suffering nothing more than just kind of a scuff on his face. His driver was dazed, but also unharmed. Joe rushed over and helped Henry out of the ditch. After assessing Henry's car, they realized that the front end of the Model T touring sedan had completely coupled when they hit the sand on the banked hill. A problem that was actually kind of common with the Model Ts because of the structure of the front end. Using the second car, the driver went and actually acquired the parts needed to fix the car there on the road. Joe stayed with Henry, and they both waited until the driver got back with the parts. It was actually starting to get pretty late by the time the car was repaired and ready to head home. They jumped in the car and started heading home. By the time they actually hit Henry's house, Henry's wife was getting really worried. Joe said that she ran up to the car as soon as they got to the house. He said he remembered that Henry Ford actually lied to his wife about the incident. He never actually told her that he had been in an accident on the way home from the cabin. Not exactly sure if he just didn't want her to worry about him or if it was a pride issue. Now, over the next few weeks, Joe started to tinker with ideas on how to actually fix the issue with the Model T. Within a few days, Joe had actually designed and created a prototype for a new radius rod, which was a retrofit on the original Model T axle. Joe's design would actually grab the top and bottom of the original Model T axle and allow a 2-inch gap between the top and bottom, giving it more stability. The way that you installed it was that you didn't have to change almost anything but the original perches in order to install it. He handed his prototype over to a guy by the name of Ray Dillinger, who installed it on his Model T, and he told him to go drive the hell out of that front end and see how it performed. Ray put his Model T through absolute hell, and every scenario that had normally caused a Model T front end to couple, and the new radius rods performed perfectly. Joe Galen had just fixed Henry Ford's front end problem, and unfortunately, there wasn't a damn thing he could do about it. After testing that Model T, it was only a matter of time before word got back to Henry. Henry actually pulled Joe aside and said, "You know what, I heard about this, but we're not doing it." About the only thing that Henry would actually allow him to do on the Model T was change the sidewalls on the tires to allow it to be a little bit more stable. It wasn't until they rolled out the Model A in 1927 that they finally used his design. So, what's the lesson here? Well, Henry Ford was damn near killed by this issue with the Model T, and he was still too much of a pompous ass to listen to the people around him to actually fix that issue between 1914 and 1927, likely resulting in a number of injuries and deaths that could have been avoided if they had just implemented Joe's design.